Hi, my name is Andy Seeley. I'm the director of bands at Hebron High School.
Great. So you just walked off finals performance at the San Antonio Super Regional. I have to know what's going through your head right now.
Well, I'm relieved that we got on and off. I think we got on and off safely, had a solid run of the show. Kids seemed very excited, and that's real important that they be excited about the product that they distributed.
Yeah, definitely. You guys have come a long way since we first saw you, I think, in Dallas. It's been, just huge amounts of growth since we've last seen you. Can you explain to me kind of what you've gone through since then to make that progress?
Well, really, I think it's mainly just keeping our nose to the grindstone. We want to be faithful to the things that we think are important, be faithful to the things that we want to be true about our program in general, and try to just keep pushing to be the best version of ourselves that we can be each time. Got off to a little bit of a slow start, been running behind the whole way, playing catch up. I don't know that we're getting caught up now, but the kids are feeling positive about what they're doing. They're performing with a lot of energy and a lot of conviction, and all of those things are really, really important to the growth of your program. It's a journey from the beginning of the season to the end of the season, but really in the public school business or in the school business, it's really about the journey from musicianship of the whole year and the relationships that they're building constantly with each other. That's what they're going to remember. They're going to forget what we played, but they don't forget what they feel like when they perform.
Yeah, you said that you maybe didn't reach your full potential because of weather or whatever, what happened to you earlier this season and got to a slow start. Can you explain to me what kind of struggles you've gone through over the season?
Well, I don't think our struggles are any different than anybody else's. The whole state of Texas has been just, it's been raining and raining and raining and raining. Nobody's really been able to catch a break. Several canceled contests for people, lots of canceled halftime performances, lots of canceled final events. So for a long time, I think a lot of folks, us included, weren't feeling really comfortable with the performance aspects of this. Getting the kids in a routine. The kids know the system. They know the drill. This is how we do this. This is how we do this. This is what happens between prelims and finals. This is why we don't know the schedule until finals are announced if we make it. So all of those things are challenges in different ways that we hadn't really anticipated in whatever a normal season means. There is no normal season, I know, but that's some of the obstacles that we encountered this time that were different than in previous years, and the material that we're choosing to perform and choosing to march, it's really difficult, complex, very physical material and very musical intensive material. It's incredibly demanding. I think it's the most demanding product we've ever tried to put out in terms of the sheer demand on the students. So that creates another set of challenges, and I really would characterize them as challenges rather than obstacles, because it all has to be overcome, and we all got the same amount of time to do it no matter what. You got to keep going. Just keep your nose to the grindstone, be faithful to the process, and be faithful to your goals.
Yeah, definitely. You may be repeating yourself, but could you tell me a couple of the things that really are the core of your values in this band program? I think what we really try to do from a performance standpoint is we try to really perform and maintain and create a lot of musical integrity in what we're doing. I mean, that's everybody's goal. That's not just our goal. There's nothing special about that. But I do think it's something that keeps us focused on the music, keeps us focused on musical accountability and musical integrity. The other thing that we like to be able to do, we like to be a very physical organization. We're not necessarily always trying to be the best dancer or the best hip-hop choreographers or all of these other elements that are all part of the performance nowadays and that are part of the activity. We want to be really strong, physical, fundamental marchers and fundamental players about how we approach music and how we approach the marching art that we're trying to portray. Yeah, definitely. I have to talk about the mellophone section. You guys feature them fantastically. They really shine, especially in this year's show. Can you talk about how they got to that? And they also have a bit of an online presence. Can you tell me how they got to just be recognized as one of the only sections in the country that actually have a name for themselves?
Well, it may be largely self-promotion. I mean, let's face it, they're in the business for themselves some days on all of that. But the cool thing about that section is that they have a remarkable section culture. They have a culture in that section of not only
musical performance, but it's more of a camaraderie. It's more of a family. It's more of almost a social, I don't want to say social media because we talked about that, but it's a cultural experience and a cultural value within our program. And we demonstrate it in lots of different ways. I think all great band programs do. But these kids really take it very, very seriously. They have a responsibility to one another, both as performers and as encouragers and nurturers. There's a lot of vertical leadership that goes on in that section. There's a lot of social activity, from just meals to, hey, let's sit down and learn how to clean our horn together. And just wonderful culture creating, bonding, moment creating activities that they promote and love. They just love that. And the hype about all of that, oh yeah, that's great, I guess, for them and all of that stuff. But the real value for us as teachers and program leaders is what they're creating as a culture within that section.
Definitely, yeah. And I'm guessing that's almost entirely student-led. They kind of just breed it themselves, and you guys just make it work for them, or what?
Yeah, yes, you're right. It is student-led in that sense. You know, your sections over time ebb and flow in terms of talent and strength and depth and leadership and what the characteristics of those leaders are. And one of the neat things about that section, and other sections really that we have across the program, are how the leaders before them have left a legacy that those other leaders want to build on and put their branding on, but they also understand that they have a heritage, a legacy, a system of roots about what that group is about. And they want to be about the business of playing well. They really do want to do that. And their program this year is extraordinarily challenging. Oh my gosh, really didn't turn out to be that kind of feature when we started. But the arrangements are coming in, and this is just incredibly demanding material for those kids. Incredibly demanding.
Yeah, they do very well with it, clearly. Standing up in the box is mind blown. So, could you give me a short synopsis with the title of this year's show? Just kind of give me, in one paragraph, kind of synopsis.
Well, the title of the show is Endeavor, and really what it was supposed to represent for us is our journey through the season. And again, I don't think we're special among any other band program in the state. I mean, there's billions of awesome band programs across the nation, across the state. But we really stress to our kids how this is a journey from start to finish. And we are charged with recreating our cultures and our values and our musical mission each year with a new set of characters, a new cast. It has to be replicated, but it can't really be replicated. Recreation is a better word for that. And in terms of musical performance and how they respond to one another, because it's really those relationships that they're forming and their accountability to one another as students, as peers, as friends, frenemies, whatever they are on any given day. It's really that network, that structure that I think is the real value of any music program or any great athletic program or anything in a church program, or all of those things, really what makes it important, what makes it memorable for those kids.
Definitely, yeah. So you just finished your finals run. You basically done the hardest job. You got UIL coming up, of course, but for BOA this weekend you can kind of take a breath. What are you going to do next? What's next for the band moving into the next couple of days?
Well, we need to get them a little bit of rest. We drove overnight. We're 12 hours and 2 bus breakdowns. We abandoned one beside the road and waited another hour and a half on another one. It's just part of the travel. It's part of the gig. But they're operating on about 3 hours sleep max, probably. We went to a football game last night. So they've essentially, our rehearsal on Friday morning says it's 6:45 in the stadium, but their luggage was due at 5:45 yesterday morning. So at this point, those kids have not showered or gone to the bathroom on a regular basis or any of that in the long stretch of this. This is really a grind, a long stretch of days. So tomorrow we'll try to rest up a little bit, lick our wounds, reorganize our equipment, and then try to go into the next couple of days with the UIL contest and try to get a fresh start and approach our craft and our art and our music one last time. You know, whatever happens on Monday could be all she wrote right then, and you never get that opportunity to celebrate that moment with those kids again. The next time it's that moment, it's a different set of kids, and it's a different band. You never know what band you're going to be able to create at the end of the season.
Definitely.